Dang it. I turned the stream on by accident. I thought it was gonna give me a what's it called, like a pop up and be like, "Are you sure?" Instead, it was just like on. Do I want to check this? Let me check something. I have to keep re-downloading this uh VTube thing every time I turn it on. I could have sworn I downloaded it before on my desktop, but for some reason, every time I come on the computer, I have to download her again. It's really bizarre. My OBS window's too big. Crunch this. Much better. Laptop size. It's so funny, my laptop screen is actually pretty big. It just feels tiny compared to my desktop. What am I doing now? Oh. Give me a second. You guys just hold your horses. Shut your mouths. What's today? Nope. It's gone. Wait, what? I just had it open. This is what I mean. I turned the stream on by accident. I meant to do this and then turn the stream on. Canyon purple. Woman's look like trash. Look like trash. Price drop $2. 2, 3, 3. Whoa, 3, 5. 3, 5? I say 3, 3. Maybe. I'll take a picture. Can we see it? No. Can't see my business. Alright, so we got that one. What's the other one? Let's get the music. I'm an idiot. So we're not sitting in silence. My computer does this thing where it'll like, if I bring something up to buy, it'll show me, oh, this is the best price, or we found this thing somewhere else for this much less, which is pretty cool. It's extremely cool. It's actually because no one uses Internet Explorer anymore, so I'm trying to use it now, just to be an oddball. No, actually, just so you know what I mean, just so you know what everything's like. If someone asks me, "Hey, how do you do this?" and I go over and look at their computer, and they're using some bizarre browser, I'm like, "Dude, I don't use that." And then they're like, "Oh, I thought you were a computer guy." So now I'm just like, I just dabble with everything. On my phone, I use Bing's web browser. On my desktop, I use Chrome, and on my laptop, I use uh, what's the exact name? I think it's Microsoft Edge. Yeah, which is the new Internet Explorer. Where am I going? I think that's everything. So that one's trash. Is it? And that one. I might as well. I'll do this at 10. This does not concern anyone. Alright, so that's done. Got the stream on. I guess I can turn on Twitch since we're here. There's no reason not to. Oh yeah, and I can stream from my Steam, and I can stream from my Steam Deck. I got it figured out. The reason why I was laggy before was because of the resolution. It was trying to send the signal at 4K, and it was not working at all. So now, so now I figured out you have to like manually tell it to broadcast in 1280, and then let the TV upscale it to 4K. Actually, I don't think my TV. No. My TV is 4K. My my desktop isn't. My desktop is like 3006 something, like something weird. Look at the source. I haven't played this game in a while, so I mean, there's nothing to do. There's no fighting. I can get awful. It can get awful cold out there in those woods, people. Probably best to stay. Whoa, slow down. Guess I haven't read either. And open the chat. We're doing this for an hour. Then we're switching to Call of Duty. I'm trying to finish that before the new one comes out on the 20th. So I have until Friday, 5 days. I think I can finish it. I don't think it's that long. Let me actually check it since we're here. Yeah, no more putting it down. When I think of something, I do it immediately. So I'm gonna look it up right now. Call of Duty Vanguard Time to Beat. It's a website. Whoa. I think it means that this. I think this is the the multiplayer. That thing says 40 hours. There's no way the campaign's 40 hours. Each one, what? Actual missions in Vanguard are a bit longer. Each one lasts about 45 minutes. Blah blah blah. Mission list. There's 9. Alexa, 9 times 45. What the hell? Alexa, 9. Alexa, 9 times 45. Alexa, 4. What did you say? Cancel. What did you just say? 45. 9. Let me do it on my phone. I don't know what she just said. 9 times 45, which is 405. Now 405 divided by 60. Those are each hour. 6. The 6 hours. All right, makes sense. Roughly, I guess. Probably best for you two to stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rolo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh, heavens no. Do I seem like a killer?
Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Oh, shucks. Now that hurts. There, my feelings. Screw that guy. You can go F word, L word, G word, B word, K word, R word. I don't know what I'm doing. We haven't hit a dead end yet, so I don't want to go, I don't want to jump. I just don't know what I'm doing exactly. Oh, locate the source. Locate the source. And the house is gone. Can't open this. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
What's that? Long story. So a few years back, I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecrackers stuff they give kids, the good stuff. So why did you bury it under a tree? It's the long story, the long part of the story. You and Rolo were doing chores at Rolo's chicken coop, and you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luca rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yep. I wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were some primo fireworks. So I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop. I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the look on your faces. Rolo got grounded for a month. Which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. This guy needs to get murdered. So I buried him under that tree. But when I came back for him later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found him and tossed him.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out, it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. Oh yeah, when it was switched. The town, right? Yeah. I forgot about that part. Do you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. A little brat who's in way over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you can have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast off, loser. I forgot that the little rat thing said that we moved to a different town. Or they switched the towns, I mean. Whoa.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo, echo, echo. Whoa. I can see why they wanted to move us all out of town now. Why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. This is the source? It's a dang hole. How do we smash a hole? Oh, it's much more than that. Me, and well, my annoying little friend, Kerr. Where's Rolo? I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drat, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? That's a doozy of a question. This is the source. We're the collection of unrefined...
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean, you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Oh, heavens no. My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us? You are a smart
His
boy.
face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is something personal. Nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. It seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is that we all play our parts in life. Mine has just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime. You happen to be extras, ready for your curtain call. You aren't giving up without a fight. Your smile is not going to be so winning after we're done with you. Now boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood
Kerr
again.
snapped his fingers.
Scene change. Uh-oh. 6v2. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop. Let's not do something regrettable. Just for you. Regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole? Nothing. Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. But that's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Iggy plucked a single box rocket from the box and held it up with reverence. Okay. Stop it, fool. Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You all can head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. What, like this?
With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
This guy's sweating. Wow.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca.
Whoa!
Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child! What have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight. I used the walkie-talkie to call them back. Which channel do I use? It doesn't make a damn difference. They're always listening. If we do that, the clipboards will just haul us off and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If you let go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing that look on your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
He's gonna kill himself. Long life. I'll have you know, I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phileas young.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
I don't know what any of that is. Rum-dum-dum. Rumpity-dum-dum. Wow, can you believe this guy? We got a new,
Luca's hand
thing.
began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go. No, can do. If you want to save your friend, you have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
I'm not your friend. I need the screenshot. can't see. Oh, yes you are. This game is sad. Nah, I'm just a no good bully. Dude, stop giving me notifications. Like you, Kerr. Iggy. No.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with bullies. I can't. It's your only way out of this mist. 2 birds with 1 stone. It makes sense for us to fall together. Blackadoos travel in packs.
A calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luca, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Oh. Luca had no choice but to Iggy's request. Refuse. Accept. I don't know what the heck. Kerr isn't the boss, right? Kerr's not the boss. So dropping him wouldn't stop this. Refuse? I don't like this. Dude, this is like more serious choices than Mass Effect. I'm gonna say refuse. But he's serious. He's right. We're not friends. In real life, I would have dropped him. But this is the video game, so I gotta be a good person.
Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face.
Oh, see?
That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair.
And we're dead now?
Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end.
Whoa!
I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Yeah. I didn't even see what just happened. What was that? I'm rewinding the stream. It didn't even load. It didn't even load up. I think it was telling me to restart. It had to be, right? It's so fast. Whatever. It was like half a frame.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good. Whoa.
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
This game is horrible. Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Here's the rat thing again. Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly. Curious. But of course. Those fireworks of those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. How? Tempest liquamen. Liquamen. Tempest liquamen. Is that French? Or am I just saying that word? Liquamen. Is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. It's a closed system. The energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, you can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold, and the fireworks made the whole freeze over. That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks were strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
It will take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me? Why? What's the
A
role?
fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, you're gonna save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder. Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels.
12 books later, like Harry Potter books. Crystal Winterfield. Now I finally caught the comment. Hey. Wait, that's kind of funny. I mean, that was
Let's
like a
go
while
back and
ago,
find
in the
something more
last part.
definitive.
Yeah, Harry Potter. Like, Harry Potter had like, I don't know, 7 books? 9 books? It was a crazy amount of books. Where am I now? We only have one option. And that's this. What is this? A beginner's guide to host, wow, to hostile interrogation. Dude, can I read or what? Yeah, this. A beginner's guide to hostile interrogation. See, if I played this properly, I wouldn't have done this, to keep jumping back and forth. Like, between, like, this tree branch to that tree branch. Because, like, I'm forgetting what took place leading up to these moments. Uh, they needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberations, it was decided they'd run the classic good cop Sly cop? But we did these already.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation.
What is a sly cop?
Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task. With a few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
What's going on here? You're the modable girl. Please call me back. Sorry about all
Mr.
this.
Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you here?
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran.
Well,
This was gonna be easy.
I know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess you thought you needed some backup. But she sent a child? What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would expect a child? I suppose that makes
Mr.
sense.
Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand. We never know who to trust in this
Mr.
town.
Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So it turns out we're both here
Beck
to...
twirled her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
destroy the
Beck
evidence.
shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, the old gal is nothing if not thorough.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can't blame her though. If anyone were to find out what we're going to destroy, that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be. You see what I mean though? So I guess jumping from tree to tree, branch. I keep saying trees. Actually did help us because now we know what the source thing is. That hole. Get it? I don't know. Like, would you have known that if you just stayed in this tree? No. No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down
Beck
here.
was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
You sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good. There's one more loose end I'll go work on. Loose end? Or it's nothing, really. The other day I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf. And wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in the Perennial Harvest transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So you have a password and know where to put it? It's gotta mean something, right? Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control. That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
A jaunty tune. What's jaunty? Alexa, what's jaunty?
The name jaunty means God has given.
Oh, Jesus.
Does that answer your question?
I need the verb.
Here is an answer from an Alexa Answers contributor that I translated. Ask, rung, play.
Okay. You guys catch that? Sure did. This whole time, Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf? But all he ever sells us is apples.
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
The password, Rollo. Well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tulliver about that candy shelf. Fine, in the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it
Beck
seems.
marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
We just need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried? Covered? Could it be a cover-up? Maybe it's one of those each letter is a number of things. So U would be 21, N would be 14, D would be... Oh, it's an anagram. Then Creed's
Luca and
drugstore.
Beck looked at Rollo with amazement.
Oh, like with the mixed up letters. Rolo, that was incredible. Well, it's either that or Kren's nude rug store. Yeah, I think you were right the first time. How did you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. Investigate Nun Creed's drugstore for the drugs. I like how they run. And the music, too. This game is freaking awesome. I like that I didn't expect any of this. That's why I don't like reading reviews, man. Because they would have spoiled it. You scared me half to death. Sorry. You guys haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? Nope. He's got me waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear that man would be late to his own funeral. Hey. Oh. Where are we going? How do we get to the main street again? I forget. Let me actually take a swig of Monster Energy drink. I don't know why reading, like, makes me so tired. Dude, do the cool thing. I'm Luca, the cool guy. Luca. Alright. And I'm gonna leave my my mic on. Thanks. Sounded like it. Did you just disconnect the microphone? I mean, no, it's still there. Why did I just hear the sound of my mic muting? Okay. If you didn't notice, I eat like a middle school kid when I'm tired. I'm like, oh, I'm sleepy. Let me go eat a handful of hot Cheetos and a swig of Monster Energy. You're late, Augustus. Sorry, sister. Was caught up with work. Work? You? I had a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh, what do you have to report? What is this incipient town festival really about?
Gus looked around nervously.
I think Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. I didn't pull strings installing you as mayor. Said you could make friends. Job is to help me figure out what Kerr and Perennial Harvest truly intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Yes. Or was. Excuse me? This was our father's town. He's gone, Harris. And he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. It is just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damn backyard. They're dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Harris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make, sister. This town is going to change whether we like it or not. Are we going to choose to be a part of that future? Or to be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you will always just be a Gus. Goodbye, Harris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. So they're brother and sister. Pretty cool. It's getting late, children. I know the drugstore's to the right. We better get to Nuncreed's. Oh, whoa. Rolo's not playing games. Rolo, you're supposed to be the slacker. Oh. Hey, let's see who's down here. Oh, the teacher's still here. Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a damn thing about it. I do hate it when the villain makes a good point. Yeah, someone asked me recently if I read books, and I was like, no, like, not at all. I used to read a lot of them. I still have the books upstairs in my room. Like, I'm talking like, let's say between 100 and 200 books. I think I even threw a lot of them away.
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore.
A lot of them are stolen, so I couldn't even give them away. Like stolen with stamps. Like in the front cover is a stamp on it, so you can tell exactly where it came from. Solomon stood proud of...
holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Oh. Trippin'. Hello. Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. Then where'd you get that candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Though, we might not always have family to rely on. Licorice has never let me down. Well, I can't say licorice would be my first choice. But whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh, yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wondered why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. You might eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold hard cash. Well, he's right. It's locked. Let's gotta be more clues. Okay, let's see. The answer's gotta be around here somewhere. Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nencreed? No.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
That is not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Crunch New Drugstore. I mean, Underground Secrets. The
Beck
password.
flung open the door and they all squeezed in.
Alright, let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground Secrets. Sounds like that did something. Great, now what? I guess we...
The inside
Whoa.
of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground.
Whoa.
The air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
You know what's funny? For some reason, when I saw this picture, I smelled it for a second. Like for half a second, I could smell what this room smelled like. You knew that there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the transdimensional conduits from Hank Atomic issue 12 were real? Rolo, at one point or another, you said that about every technology ever discussed on Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. It looks like some of those... it looks like each of those has somewhere written on them. Hold your horses. Oh, the suit has a broken mast. We've at least found their hazmat suit. If it walks like a Nencreed and talks like a Nencreed, let's not jump to conclusions. Just saying. Mining Operations Alpha. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizer. In a series of tubes. Pa always says you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies to this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa. You don't always realize what he means until it's too late. Until it's too late? Perennial Harvest main office. That's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff. Is she involved in all this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Is that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. All Perennial Harvests have a tube going to the old Valentine place. It's starting to feel like something big. It's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi
Rollo's
tech.
hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Rollo, what did you do? Nothing. I didn't even mow yet. What was that? Hide. Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Just get back. Oh. Nuncreed. Asteroid. Asteroid back. Asteroid number 2. Awesome. You all need to come with me now. We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until you get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets. I told them it was an absurd password. But they love anything that makes them feel clever. They who? That's no matter. If I keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. We don't care about our skins. Hold on now, I like my skin. This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him. Who? Walt. You don't get to talk about my dad. You know, my dad, your father and I were friends back
He
before.
gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this. That's a lie. It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Reality complicates life. We were a team, Walt and I, an idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist, both hell-bent on helping folks. So you were his sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yep, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Shopper Valentine came to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He found something he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I believed in helping people. But that thing I could never get him to understand was... It's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick into villain plotline. Walt loves being righteous. Almost more than he loves his family. He was wrong about one thing though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Shopper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Shopper's long gone, but he's still got me saying yes. Is there a point to this sob story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
I tried to keep you safe. I tried to help you and Juniper out of this. But you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What? You really don't know? Gran isn't out of. Wait, my Gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper? Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's going to disrupt the festival? Why would
The
she?
color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Apparently she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say that this isn't the only underground lair we busted in today. And honestly, here, hers is way cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now she's in danger, boy. I don't know. She had a map with a mark on the fountain in town square. The fountain, but why?
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
But there's 10. Alright, it's on. It's on. 3, 2, 1. We gotta hurry up. The next part, we're gonna stop. The jolted realization struck Mr. Nuncreed. She knows about the source? What the heck is the source? If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze, and dear God, she's gonna freeze us all. You all need to run. Run where? Anywhere. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. They did not go anywhere. They did not go how I expected. So, we're totally following him, right? Totally. See you on the other side. You good? Yep. I left this town.
Chapter 8. The Cold, Hard Truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
That was intense. Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Any idea where we are? Summer cold. Doesn't look like it got on any of us. Hold up. It didn't feel like we traveled that far. So where did we go? This place sucks. Why would anyone want to blow something up out here? Only way to find out, I suppose. We gotta catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way. Or we're in the old town now. But they don't know that. This looks familiar, yeah. Maybe we could clear it off the snow. No time, Nuncreed's getting away. Nuncreed. Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most well-versed on all things Beacon Times, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of the town. Ah, I got it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien. Rollo, stick with me here. Yes, the species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally, they keep it cold. We found it by traveling along those metallic wormhole back there. The final objective, kill us all and shapeshift into Beacon Pines citizens of their choosing. You never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, You've doomed this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What happened? Luca, you and your friends need to leave. Right this
Mr.
moment.
Nuncreed turned back toward the kids.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and
Rolla
Juniper.
went back held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch and you don't understand what you're doing. How can I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you. He betrayed and trust. Luca, did you know what this man's entire life is a lie? Or did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish.
Whoa.
His voice hardened.
It's not true.
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. He just had different ideas on how to affect change. Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pocket. Now that's not
true. They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge. Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
Stillness, he began to... Whoa. Weep? He did just say that he had something to do with his father being killed.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This will all make sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalty falls. Juniper,
ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness. She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing to.
Before Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence.
Whoa.
Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror. There was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end.
Whoa.
Well, that was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
Rewind. And now we hum.
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud.
That's him?
Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation. The incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note.
Oh, it is him humming. Okay.
Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. The only people who called me that are my mom and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother.
What?
Only smaller, older, changed.
Mom? That's right, buckaroo.
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were gone. Should have known I would have never abandoned
Eleanor
my son.
looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now. You were exposed? Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? You tore me up, Luca. But I did it to keep you safe. I thought about getting answers. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop a perennial harvest. The cold hard
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We got a party to crash. Oh. You don't understand. He always wins.
Chapter 9. The Devil You Know. 7 months ago. Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempus liquamen.
A liquamen. What did I call it? Liquamen? Liquamen or something?
There were dozens of them. Every
like
one
a French
stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is the choice. I'm tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. However great, wait, how great is that? This man is a liar. A shyster. Excuse me? I will not. This town has a dangerous secret. Perennial harvest only exists to make it hidden. Nonsense. They picked up the whole dang town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible. They promised they would fix the foul harvest. They told us they could clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated, Mr. Hartford, or Miss Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to. You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniving little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please? Don't you all see? This festival's a sham. An excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van Horn.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you just sneaky? Wait, aren't you just sneaky as the Dickens? We all know Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable, so that she can get the help she needs. She's not the one who's disturbed. You two timing clown. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is... It's quite enough, Mr. Nuncrete.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncrete's face.
Yes, sir. Take them away. No, I want them to see this. The ever-temperous Eleanor Van Horn. You've been quite the thorn in my side, like a weed that burrows in where it doesn't belong. I must confess,
He
you look
paused
dreadful.
for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Consider yourself in rare company. You managed to pull one over on me. It won't help again. However, you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party. But alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter, your failures are yours to keep. Mr. Kerr? Yes, sir. It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for what? Rousing oratory? I will take it from here. Yes, sir, of course, sir. You have done quality work for me, Williams. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed upon.
Kerr gave a bow of deference.
Recompense. Founder, you are most
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
Thankfully, you can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
What?
A hushed horror gripped the crowd.
Whoa.
This is a story about change.
What? No. So you didn't see that coming. Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
This is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. This festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign.
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Sharper, you malicious bastard. Malicious. I'm glad you're back so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again. Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr.
William
Kerr?
Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards. A helpless quiet settled over the crowd.
you all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools? You people should be celebrating my return. You're clearly lost without me. And it leads me nicely to my children. Dad, I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can have. Opportunity to improve yourselves in my absence. Squandered. Whoa. To say I am disappointed would be an understatement. But silence, Augustus, and a dull to speaking. I don't know which is worse. A son who's completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Harris, you failed me with admirable consistency. Father, you've been wasting time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you can just live forever? But what about... It's alright, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from the complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where's Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would be possible without Joseph. I think you've said enough. Nonsense. People deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. I only did what I did because you left me no choice. Well, he left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter, cheer up. You're able to reach beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a surreal state that any of you. He's not in the car, so I can see. An aging actor desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. It goes for all of you. For those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill, Beacon Pines is mine again. I'm willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty. Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of perennial harvest? Ha! You think that puffed up Blatherskit? What? Blatherskit could have accomplished all of this? Dawn, I suppose it's time for your big excuse.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
The lady's still reading. She's like next to the bridge in the water on the right hand side of it, in front of the three rabbits. You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and blink this town for a spell. Bilk? This town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take a bow, you've earned it.
Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Patrick C. Montesquieu, thespian extraordinaire, at your service. Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of a lifetime. Wait. Now that your secret is out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears most. That will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. The young hero. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting the plans. What a pity. If things would have gone a little different, you might have had you might have had your moment of triumph. But that's fate for you. You can't do this. Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought. But well worth it. Ha.
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
Enough chit-chat. Let's get to work, shall we?
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image.
Oh?
The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous. A secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer. The end.
Was that a good ending? I don't think so.
This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now.
Yeah.
You can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see.
I was about to say, I was like, dude, there's no other path. Windows to the soul? What was this? Shame Malice. I don't know what was happening here. I know that's the drugstore guy. Luke peered up at Mr. Nuncreed. Mr. Nuncreed's kind eyes formed a stern face. There was a deeper emotion hiding beneath it all. It was subtle, but Luke could sense something eating away at him. There was a malice lurking behind those eyes.
There was a malice lurking behind those eyes. Like a trap ready to spring. Luca felt the weight of Nuncreed's hand on his shoulder. Something wasn't right. He didn't know why, but something was telling Luca to get out of there.
I just want this all to be over. Of course, I'm sure this will all work out soon enough. I should get going. I told Roxy I'd check with Rolla at the treehouse.
Luca twisted free of Nuncreed's grasp.
Of course. Luca, you know your dad and I were good friends back in the day. You can come to me with anything. Anything at all. You back off, freak. These festival decorations are a bit humdrum. Now, if I were to throw a festival, it would be a thing to behold. I agree, this is all more than a little sad. It's worse than sad. It's boring. What if we did a little something to spice things up? I'm listening. You know that festival sign waiting to be unveiled? It would be a shame
The
if someone...
two scurried off, eagerly formulating a plan.
Wait at the treehouse in case Rolla shows up. Treehouse? Oh. Identify yourself, please. Nellie Moldwell. I work here now. I'm unable to locate you on our staff. Oh, I don't officially start until tomorrow. Mr. Kerr said I could come in early tonight to get a few things done. Hold up. Clearance authorized. Thank you. Our harvest awaits. Treehouse. Rolo?
He aired a long holler into the
I'm
woods.
actually gonna stop here. Yeah, I just realized we're in what? Chapter... I won't say it here, right? Actually, no, we're like next to some... We don't know where that branch is going on the right. It could be one, it could be a whole extra tree. It could be that whole empty space up top.